listening to the Scoop Slam Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Scoop Slam Podcast. We are back. Another week of wrestling to talk about, mainly WWE this week, but we are building to WWE's WrestlePalooza, AEW's All Out. And so a lot of things to break down, a lot of news stories we're going to get into, and it's been a slow news day here on September 10th. But as always, I am one half of your hosting team, Micah, and in the co-pilot seat, the historian of the Scoop Slam Podcast, it's Ryan.
Yo, Micah, always great to be back here with you, ready to scoop it, slam it on it was a very eventful week in the world of professional wrestling. And can't wait to talk about it with you.
Yeah, well, we were going to talk about Dynamite, but then there was only a couple things to really break down from it. Now we're recording Wednesday night. I haven't caught all of it.
You told me to go watch that excellent Alex Windsor match with Mercedes, right?
I said it was good. I thought it was a good match for the TBS Championship. I think Mercedes is good in the ring, albeit her character work is a little lacking, in my opinion. And Alex Windsor, I'm not sold on her yet, but I thought it was a good showing.
And then we got the mega return that everybody's been talking about, the returning women's champion herself, Riho, Micah. I know that was on everybody's mind all week. And returning women's champion. What, did you pop big for Riho returning?
What's the best way I can put this?
Yeah.
I've never gotten the hype with her, and therefore I didn't care about her return.
You didn't care about Riho returning again? Only to get a title opportunity as soon as she returns? I'm one contender? You didn't like that?
They only do this every 6 months with her.
I feel like her last match was the title match.
I'm sure it was. That's all. She literally comes back, has 2 matches, title match, loses off TV. So like, why would I care about this person?
She's the Brock Lesnar of the division, huh?
You know what? That's what we're calling her. Female Brock Lesnar.
All right. What was bigger, Micah? The return of Riho or return of AJ Lee?
I'm going to have to go Riho.
Okay. All right. Well, before we get into all that, did you see that news story about Saudi Arabia getting the next WrestleMania? It leaked early. Well, of course you've seen it because I sent you the news outlet. But
yeah, you're always on the ground floor of these things.
I am. I'm on top of things. You know what? I should be Scoop. You should be Slam. I'm getting the Scoop.
I do think that would be more fitting, actually.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it was reported by PW Insider earlier today. There was a press release issued in Arabic that WrestleMania 43 will be held in Saudi Arabia in 2027. The press release was yanked shortly after it went out. PWInsider.com can confirm. However, the story is 100% legitimate, and an announcement is coming very soon. Supposedly, they were going to make the announcement at some press conference in Vegas coming up. But any feelings, any thoughts on Saudi Arabia getting WrestleMania 43, Michael?
It's certainly interesting. I don't think it's surprising to anybody because they've rumored it for forever, and obviously the Saudi government has ridiculous amounts of money, and well, that's all old TKO cares about these days. I'm happy for the fans in Saudi Arabia that will get to experience WrestleMania, and they may not get to experience that here in the States. However, I think half of WrestleMania and the fun around it is just like the week of events, and I don't know how what's the word I'm looking for? How accessible maybe those will be to non-Saudi viewers.
How many indie shows are going to piggyback off WrestleMania weekend in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah. You know, that's done. What are they going to do this year?
Imagine
not this year, but
the
next
GCW
year.
Effie's big gay brunch happen in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I don't think that one's.
Okay.
I don't think that one's happening.
We're gonna shelve that one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hold that one off for. No, what about Josh Barnett's Bloodsport?
Okay. Well,
That might take a
over
different
new
meeting in Saudi Arabia. Oh man. What's the one Joey Janela does? Spring Break.
Spring break. Yeah.
Yeah, that one might pass.
Just leave him over there. If you do go, just leave him there.
Yeah, I mean, he might actually get over there, but that remains to be seen. But anyways,
One more thing. Can you imagine telling somebody 10 years ago that the first overseas WrestleMania won't be in London? It's going to be in Saudi Arabia. Can you imagine telling somebody that 10 years ago?
well, that's what's a little ridiculous to me. I mean, that it's absurd now, knowing all that we know now, but especially in 2015. But it's like, why? I don't know, man. I know they're going to get money from the Saudi government, and it's probably more than maybe Atlanta can pay.
It's probably going to be more than maybe the NFL can get from the Super Bowl, bro. Let's be honest. Saudi's going to be paying top dollar for this.
But as a fan, and I think it just goes back to the feeling around being a wrestling fan in 2025, you just feel really priced out. Like I still feel kind of upset about the fact that they moved it from NOLA to Vegas, because we were like most likely going to go, and I was ready to experience that. And now it's like, this year's in Vegas, probably not going. Next year's in Saudi, definitely not going. So where does that leave us for the next year? London? We go into New York after that, Los Angeles. Like, it just kind of seems like they phased out Atlanta and New Orleans. Like, they're not big enough anymore.
Bro, the whole TKO experience with WWE so far has been very anti-fan. And not to say that this isn't happening in other forms of entertainment or other sports like NBA or NFL, but like, bro, let's look at it from this perspective. You get no more house shows in like rural towns that would never get a Raw or SmackDown. Like, I remember back in the day, man, Raw or SmackDown, they used to come down to my neck of the woods every single year. Right down the street from 10, 15 miles away from my house. They used to have a house show. Now you get very little, very rare do they do house shows.
And even then, it's like a house show in like MSG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only wrestling show I've seen in the Dothan Civic Center in 10 years is freaking NWA.
There you go. And then just the weekly shows, the Raw, the SmackDown, the PLEs, even those. Bro, the prices are so astronomical. There's no way a normal person working a 9 to 5 with 2 kids and a wife, there's no way he can take his whole family to go see Raw or SmackDown. There's no way. And those are the fans that really built the company, man. Wrestling's always been about, hey, you bring the family down and you watch some good old-fashioned family-friendly entertainment for 2 hours at a reasonable price. Now you don't have that. And even if you do get that money and go to Raw or SmackDown, you get bombarded with ads for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, bro. You hardly get to see the show because the show is mostly just them transitioning to the next ad break, man.
Just a travel vlog.
Travel vlog, yeah.
Well, I think it's funny too. 2 things. First off, when they went to Birmingham, wasn't much travel vlogging there. I wonder why. Birmingham's not a very prestigious city, but also it's just, I saw something today, and I want to say it was from Mark Shapiro, and he basically said exactly what you did, that Vince had the prices set for families, and TKO felt like they could do better than that. And that's what they're doing in their mind. But, you know, the average fan doesn't care about the profit. He cares about, like you said, taking the family out. And when you're not able to do that, it kind of deters you a little bit from watching the shows.
Yeah, it disconnects you from the product, man. And just
not
going
only,
by. Oh, go ahead.
well, I was going to say, not only that, I saw a quote from Adam Silver today where he was like,
Oh,
you know, if fans want to watch the NBA bad enough, they'll pay for it. What?
no, that wasn't even the worst part, man. He said, if you can't afford to get the streaming services, then the NBA uploads so many highlights to YouTube for free. And it's like, bro, you piece of garbage. What the? That's so just anti-consumer, man. It's pro profit margins and shareholders, but
shareholders, yay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but it's a big FU to the fans, bro. Just think of all this. You want a league pass? How much are you gonna pay for league pass? Over $200 on top of what you're paying for.
Is that for one team?
Well, you got blackout games, so some games you can't watch, even though they promise that you can watch every NBA game. But yeah, it stinks, man. It stinks being a fan of anything nowadays, because you're just getting, you gotta pay. It just seems like you gotta pay for everything, every form of entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I joke. I joked about it off air, but it's just every day we get closer to Cyberpunk. That's really what it feels like, man.
Yeah. What's the breaking point, man?
I don't know that there is one, to be honest with you. I think COVID, and not to get on a tangent about politics and corporations and all this whole deal. We had enough of that today. But I think that COVID really told companies and corporations that they could do whatever they wanted, and they could do whatever they wanted with the prices and just say, oh, well, it's because of this, and people are still just going to pay it because you're still buying those $7 carton of eggs. You're still buying that $4 carton of milk because you got to have it. You're buying that $8 quarter pounder meal because you want it.
You're still paying for that $400 nosebleed seat to see Alabama and Georgia. You're still buying it, pal. So we're going to continue to charge
$400 is $400 ain't getting you into that Georgia Alabama, pal. 800 maybe, and you're gonna be sitting up there with Eddie Guerrero watching it. But anyways, I think we got some other stories in the news pipeline.
Yeah, we got a couple. But you know, I've tied them into the shows as we start to review them. You want to go over SmackDown first?
Yeah, let's start with Friday Night SmackDown in Chicago, Illinois, which the show started off with John Cena coming out and kind of just throwing his hands up and saying, whatever happens tonight happens. He basically talked about the history of his career in Chicago and all that he went through. He debuted on SmackDown in Chicago. This was also his last SmackDown ever. U.S. Open Challenge, obviously the CM Punk feud. And it just really, I can't fathom why they didn't just do this all year. Like the people were rabid for him for this. And like, this was a good Cena promo. This is like one of the best Cena promos of the year because it was Cena. Like, it wasn't Cena playing a heel. It's just the same John Cena you've always known.
Do you think the fact that they turned him heel and that it was such an unpopular decision, that it actually made him more over? Do you think that's the case, or do you think it had been the same reaction regardless?
I think both things can be true. I think that it helped because people, how can we miss you if you won't go away? And people really wanted to cheer him rather than see him be a heel. At the same time, we're down to his last 10 appearances. So regardless, people were probably going to, throw the babies in the air and throw out their $100 well, they're $1,500 to be in the same room as John Cena.
They were electric when he came out there. They were good all night, the Chicago crowd. But bro, it felt like John Cena coming out at the 2011 Money in the Bank when Sami Zayn's music hit. Like, he got booed out the building.
Yeah, and it was weird too because I mean, obviously Sammy's a pretty perennial babyface, but like they didn't even know what he was coming out there for. They just immediately booed him.
No, but it wasn't like he was interrupting John Cena. John Cena was leaving the ring, so like this is just Sami Zayn hate. This just, or maybe it was just because he was opposing John Cena. But still, though, it was very weird, man. Especially because it's been a growing concern online that Sammy is maybe not getting booked the way that they think he should be getting booked. And you see the memes of Sammy Hogan always winning, always pretending to be the underdog when bro's been in the company for 15 years, and he's got a WrestleMania main event. Yeah, he still thinks he's the odds are stacked against him. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I don't. I know that is a growing thought amongst fans, but I don't agree with it because freaking Mick Foley's a world champion and a WrestleMania main eventer and all this, that, and the other, but he was still always booked as the underdog. Like, you still just naturally liked Mick Foley.
Yeah, it ain't me. I love Sammy. I think
I know.
I think he's booked the way he should be. I don't think you should be beating your top baby faces.
Exactly. I like Sam. I have come around on Sammy a lot more since when we first started watching again, and he's excellent in the ring. I would, if we're being honest, I'd rather Sammy be world champion right now than Seth Rollins, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh yeah, 10 times out of 10.
But yeah, so after they got done booing him, it led into a match, Cena versus Sammy for the U.S. Championship, and I thought Sammy did a good promo, basically explaining, that he did so much for Cena's career. He's going to start this U.S. challenge like Cena, and he wants to start it with Cena. And I thought they had an excellent match. There's lots of callbacks here, Ryan. I'm sure you've got a laundry list of them.
Yeah, I do, but I feel like Michael Cole did not understand the callbacks at all. He had one of the worst perform. What's going on with him, man? This has happened a lot lately.
Well, that's what I was about to say. You know how when an old couple that's been together for a really long time, one of them passes away, and then the other one just like loses their purpose in life? I think that's what's happened to Michael Cole since Pat McAfee left.
Bro, it's like he missed so many things. Like, during the match, John Cena hit a famous finishing move, I should say, that Kurt Angle used to do. The angle slam. Everybody knows the angle slams. Like a backwards fireman's carry. Well, Michael Cole screamed out, a back suplex there. Like, no, Michael, that's significant because John Cena's first match was against Kurt Angle, and he used the angle slam. And there was another point in the match, Micah, that John Cena was setting up for a spear. And everybody knows that John Cena's one of his all-time greatest rival is Edge, Adam Copeland now in AEW. And he being Edge, used the spear. John Cena set up for a spear, hit the spear. And what did Michael Cole do? What do you think he did, Micah? What do you think Michael Cole did?
Well, I think he said, a spear like Roman Reigns.
Like the big dog, Roman Reigns. Like, no, Michael. No, not like Roman Reigns. Just so many more things happened in this match. And a lot of things throughout the night, bro, just really irked me about Michael Cole.
Well, the spear thing was especially funny, too, because he even did, like, the not even stereotypical, but, like, the most memorable Edge taunt. When you think of Edge taunting, you think of him slicking the hair back with those crazy eyes, and he ducks down in the corner, and he does that thing where he's like, come on, get up, get up, get up. When Roman goes to do a spear, And everybody say it with me. What does Roman do? Ooh, and he didn't do that. He did the Edge thing. Like, how could you confuse that?
One more thing, bro. I don't know if you watch SmackDown, on the USA Network, but I sell the high seas for SmackDown, and so I got the version that the European audiences usually get. And during the ad break, Cena goes for the ankle lock. And what does Michael Cole say? Oh, he's going for the STFU. No, Michael, that's clearly the ankle lock. What are you talking about?
I don't know, man. I will say.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I know they pulled Wade off, and I'm glad that Corey's getting an opportunity. But the best announcer WWE has is Joe Tess, bar none.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's great on college football too, bro. He calls it like it's the WrestleMania main event. Like every college football game, he's on top of his game.
Yeah, because there was one. What was the opener on Monday Night Raw?
Jay and Jimmy promo.
Okay, what was the opening match?
Was that the Lyra Valkyrie? No, yeah, it was Lyra versus Raquel.
I thought there was another one. Anyway, maybe it was the Penta Miro match I was watching, or Rusev. But he was freaking going crazy for like the ending sequence. He was like, the typical, oh my god, and like he just has emotion, and he doesn't sound like a carbon copy of Michael Cole.
Yeah, maybe Michael needed people to scream in his ear because I don't know, man. The people saying Michael Cole's the greatest announcer of all time.
No, God,
really,
no.
I swear they say that online. They say that. But
that is so blasphemous to the good name of Jim Ross.
Man, we can take it back further, man. I take Vince McMahon commentating in the early '90s. I'll take him over Michael Cole any day. But
oh yeah,
the same people that are saying Michael Cole is the greatest announcer of all time. I'm sure they started watching in 2011, and they probably think John Cena is the greatest of all time. So don't listen to those people. They're wrong. They're dead wrong. And
correct.
Michael Cole, man, I would not be devastated if he was just on the commentary. Like in general, you know what? Trade him to NXT, and let's see if we can get Booker T back.
Oh my god,
Corey Graves.
Dude, that freaking clip that I sent you, I can't repeat it. But oh my god, that I was dying laughing because obviously that's not what he said, but it sounded just like it. Let me pop my neck real quick.
The subtitles put that, so even they thought it.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, but I think Michael Cole, man, he could do him some good if he takes a little vacation.
Yeah, I agree. And wait till Pat comes back, and we'll see if they can rekindle the magic. But speaking of rekindling and going away and coming back after an extended period.
Whoa, back it up now. Did you see Brock Lesnar came out to end that match?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Contest? Bro, how did Brock get a massive reaction, but Sami Zayn got booed out the building?
I didn't even think about that when it happened.
Yeah.
He did, though. Because the funny thing is, like, they knew he was going to attack Cena. But, Sammy's out here while John Cena's leaving? Boo! Get him out of here.
I'd still... Those people that told me that Brock was going to get booed out the building because of all the Janelle Grant and Vince McMahon stuff, the people that told me that, they were very much wrong. And Brock is still a megastar. He's going to get big reactions. And I'm excited to see what he has to say on SmackDown this Friday because it's his first promo back. And let's see if the Boo Birds come back, man. And maybe some nefarious chance, like the internet tells me it's going to happen. But I doubt any of that's going to happen. I feel like everybody's going to love Brock. He's going to cut a promo that's going to be short and sweet. And we'll get a pretty good match at WrestlePalooza. That's my prediction.
Well, here's the thing. I knew Brock was going to get cheered when he came back.
Of course.
Maybe not to the internet crowd, but do you remember right when we started this podcast, Vince McMahon made his final appearance, and he came out and said absolutely nothing, and he got cheered.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Vince chance. He didn't get cheered, pal. Thank you.
At that point, people don't care about the person you are. They care about being in the same room as one of their childhood figures. And so for that reason, Brock's going to get booed. And regardless of how you feel about him or not, or he's going to get cheered. I'm sorry. So regardless of how you feel about him personally, those are just facts.
Well, speaking of Vince, do you think that Vince will be there at John Cena's last match? You think Vince will be invited?
That's a tough one because there was something that happened earlier this year that I thought he would have been there for.
Hogan's 10-bell salute. Yeah.
That was it. I figured he at least would have been backstage.
Yeah.
And for him to not be there kind of shocked me, so I don't know. But I say all that to say this. UFC is most likely going to have a UFC fight at the White House next year. So crazier things have happened, and they don't care who they hitch their horse to or hitch their wagon to. So I would not be shocked. If maybe not on camera, but at the very least, if Vince is backstage.
Well,
and they moved it to freaking DC for no reason because once again, corporate TKO pisses in the mouth of the consumer.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, Micah, about the PW Insider report about John Cena's last match, set for Saturday night's main event, December 13th in Washington D.C. Now, Micah, do you think? Do you think this facilitates a Donald Trump appearance at the show? I don't know.
I mean, I would have said no, but I literally just got out of my mouth.
There you go.
The UFC, so let's be honest, anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer.
Man. Can you imagine the reaction if he gets in the ring during Cena's last promo?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm hoping for a Dave Bautista tie-in to that last show because that was Cena's one of his greatest rivals was Dave Bautista, and they are going to be in Washington D.C. Micah. It's Dave Bautista's hometown. I would like Batista to be there, and maybe we get a handshake or something like that. I'm not advocating for a match. I don't want to see that, but yeah, I think it'd be cool if Batista and Cena shared one last moment together in Dave's hometown. I do think it's very odd that they're not doing it in Boston.
Well, two things. Do you think they're going to have a section basically roped off kind of Cena's greatest opponents here to watch his last match? And then secondly, well, now I have three questions because this popped in my head. Secondly, didn't they officially announce that his last match was going to be in Boston, and now they've pivoted for no reason?
I could have sworn they did. Maybe not on TV, but I feel like that was somewhere. I thought that was the plan, that the Saturday night's main event was going to be in Boston. But apparently, the people making the decisions, the higher ups, the higher powers, if you will, Micah, they think that they are wanting this last John Cena match / appearance to be in, more of a major arena or stadium type setting. And maybe that would be, maybe a difficult thing to do in Boston in December. I don't know.
But I mean, they have the TD Garden. That arena is 10 times as famous as whatever arena they have in Washington.
Do they have a any type of indoor stadium type thing in
I
Washington?
mean, I know they have something for the Wizards to play in.
I'm in like a actual like a baseball stadium or something like that. Because
Oh,
I feel like they're leaving a lot of money on the table by not booking a stadium for John Cena's last match, bro. Because they can go to any stadium in the country and say this is gonna be John Cena's last match, and I guarantee they sell out that stadium. I guarantee it, or at least come close to it.
yeah. I mean, I think they would come close to it, but there is a team in Washington. Maybe the Nationals, Washington Nationals, in the MLB, but I don't know. Like, I don't know how big their stadium is. I don't know the logistics of it, but
And
yeah, I don't know.
it'd be in December too, man. So
It'd be freezing
yeah,
because we went one time in band camp. Now, one time we took a band trip to Washington D.C. in March, and we went to the Arlington National Cemetery, and that is the coldest I have ever been in my life.
Dang.
That's also the farthest north I've ever been. So I don't think I'm cut out for it. My last question, though, Ryan, and we can hit this quick and then move on to the return. But do you think that we immediately see John Cena inducted in the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania 42?
In Vegas, yeah, I do see that.
I could see it as well. I just don't know going forward who is the next biggest person they could do in Saudi.
Well, I was gonna say Batista, but I don't think Batista's gonna be there or something. Maybe The Rock. I can see The Rock doing it.
Well, and with him slimming down recently too, I don't know if you saw that. It kind of worries me. He might be done.
He looks good.
He does, but for wrestling shape,
You want to be bulked up? I think it's probably best that you slim down for wrestling at his age.
well, yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know, but it's just weird seeing thin Rock. He's getting that Dave Batista look.
Oh no, he ain't that thin, is he?
Not that thin, but Dave, it's like cursed almost. It's like when Triple H shaved his hair.
Oh man, no, Dave is the same age as Triple H. You know that?
I believe it. That's weird.
I always,
Though. That's
I always thought that Batista was like 10 years younger than Triple H when I was a kid. That they're the same age.
it's just because you had already been watching for Triple H
Well, yeah.
for 10 years.
And, you know, Batista was, you know, the heater / bodyguard. Figure, oh, he must be a young cat on the rise. Meanwhile, he's like 6 months younger than Triple H.
Oh, well, speaking of, I don't have a segue anymore because I forgot that Brock was returning. But speaking of returns, we were in Chicago and we started with Becky and the Vision, and Seth Rollins did his cackling.
No Vision.
Punk comes out.
No Vision there. No bronze.
Well,
No
are
Heyman.
Becky and Seth not part of the Vision?
I think they're like a subsection of the Vision. They're not technically the Vision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
the it couple of WWE then. And Punk and Becky kind of had a promo battle, which I was in favor of because I'd rather hear that than a Punk Seth promo battle. And
Becky's a better promo.
Oh, she is 100%, which is crazy to say out loud. You know, that's a hot take, but I'm way more interested to see Becky right now than I am Seth, and one of them's the world champion. But Becky and Punk were going back and forth. She did her same thing, goading, slapping Punk, and he gets out, says, "I would never hit a woman." Someone who will, gave some teases to Rhea and Bayley, but that didn't happen. And Ryan, we, as well as the rest of the arena, in unison, started lighting it up as AJ Lee made her return to WWE, I believe, for the first time in over 10 years.
Yeah, she stepped away the night after WrestleMania 31, which was 2015. So yeah.
So we didn't get a whole lot that night. She kind of just came in, beat up Becky, apparently gave her a black eye.
Well, she skipped to the ring too, Micah. Left out that part.
Oh, well,
You know,
did you expect anything different?
I joked about it in text the day of. I was like, "She's gonna skip angrily to the ring," and yeah, that's exactly what
That
she
she
did.
did. Now let me ask you here on air. Do you want to just go ahead and tie this into the promo on Raw, or should we wait? Just give our initial thoughts from Friday night.
Yeah, we can just tie it all in.
So obviously she beats up Becky here and takes her title. And it was a big moment. Like literally I don't know about your TikTok, but just everything of mine was filled with like AJ Lee content and people giving their takes and just the whole 9 yards.
And people
People
crying.
crying.
Yeah. Was she really that popular, man? I lived it. But
I don't know.
Remember. I don't remember her being like, bro. Finish up laying it out. I'm trying to eat, and you ain't set the table for me.
Well, I just think that I think it did mean a lot to a lot of people, and as a kid, I couldn't really reason with it. But I think she really did the best explaining on Raw, which was when she said, if you were wondering why your millennial parents were going crazy on Friday, I'm the reason why. And I think that's very fitting because once we get to the promo, it was interesting. I texted you in the middle of it and I said I think she needs to dial back just a little bit. It felt a little overacty to me, but the people at the same time, the people were eating out of the palm of her hand. So
yeah,
it's one of those things like you can be a critic as much as you want, but if it's working for the people, there's only so much I can say. And that's the same kind of argument that I give some of the hardcore stuff sometimes. Like AEW does these crazy like spots that I just don't really like. But at the same time, the people are going crazy for it. And like AJ had them chanting freaking therapy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So she's got some pull.
She's a big star, man. Like you said, it worked for that audience. A lot of people were excited she came back. But, and let me just say, but
Put your guard up now.
Yeah, I think she benefited a lot from the time period that she was on top. And I mean, I don't think that should be a hot take because look at the landscape of the women's division when she was on top in 2013. Micah, who was the top names on that show that she was working with? Yeah, the infamous Caitlyn.
Whoa! I'm not gonna speak down on the name.
Caitlyn. You big Caitlyn fan?
I was as a kid. Okay. I was.
All right. Well, her barn burners with Oksana.
Okay, that's a deep cut. I forgot about her.
There you go. The classic promos with Nikki Bella. What are we doing here? I think she benefited a lot from the time period, especially when people put on those nostalgia glasses. We don't put on nostalgia glasses here. We call a spade a spade. We call it out when it's stinky. We call it out when it's rotten. And let's be honest, bro. 2014 WWE women's division was pretty stinky, pretty lackluster. And she was a good promo. Yes, she was a really good promo. But you look around, there wasn't a lot of good promos in that division back then.
I have to agree with you to an extent. I still think she is like immediately coming in right now, and apparently she is full-time according to the contract, that we heard she signed on the dirt sheets.
Yeah.
I think coming in, she is still top 5 promos.
Okay. But
I just don't know that it works for me. It gives me the same feeling. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but I know that I've said maybe like not exactly Tony Storm, but it just doesn't feel like it's my brand of like humor. And I enjoyed the promo Friday. I am glad that AJ's back. So don't take this the wrong way. I'm not hating. But she does kind of remind me of like what your English teacher acts like. You know what I mean?
The quirky millennial
Yeah.
teacher. Yeah, she did. She
Like,
gave.
okay, guys, here's what we're reading today. And it's
Yeah,
like,
but
ah,
see, that's the thing though, Micah. She was doing the same thing in 2013. You just didn't see it because you were a kid. But that's what I mean. A lot of people grew up on that, and that's what they remember her as. She was pushed all over the show back in 2012. I think that's where the lasting staying power came from. People remember those angles that she did with Kane, those angles that she did with Daniel Bryan, those angles that she did with CM Punk. People remember that, but they don't remember any of the matches she had. And at the end of the day, Micah, the bell has to ring. And if she can't go at a level that is, the level that we expect from a top women's athlete on that roster, then I mean we should be able to call her out for it. And the promos didn't do her any favors when it comes to me. It wasn't for me. I mean, I get that it worked for that audience, so good for them. I'm happy that her fans get to see her back. We never thought we would see her back. She's back. I mean, congratulations. But I'm not, jumping for joy now that AJ Lee is back in 2025.
that would be skipping for joy to you, sir.
Okay, all right, there you go. I'm just
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I am stuttering my eyes a lot. I'm excited to see her back because I have kind of wanted to see how it would end up, especially with Punk returning. But definitely,
I think it makes the CM Punk Seth Rollins angle, it makes it 10 times more interesting
I
because
agree.
we were saying on the pod for months, bro, how are they going to be able to stretch this out any longer? The CM Punk Seth Rollins feud, this conflict. Well, now they got at least an extra 2 or 3 months of storylines that they can run with AJ Lee and Becky and Seth and Becky versus AJ Lee and CM Punk. They can do something with that. They can give you a couple more months of that. So it's gonna be entertaining television on that standpoint. But as far as AJ Lee, the worker in 2025, let's see what she does. But so far I'll give it, if we're grading the return and the return promo, I give it a B minus altogether. Give that a B
Well,
minus.
I think the initial return, I would give it A plus, just because I
Yeah,
think it's probably the greatest women's return of all time.
but then you got to add in the promo that we saw Monday
Yeah,
night.
but adding in the promo and everything, I think I'd push it to I think I'd just push it to maybe a B plus, A minus. I'm not. Here's the thing: I'm not writing off AJ as like skippable television. I don't want people to take it that way. I just think I need to see more of it before I write it off. Especially the in-ring work. I'm very interested to see that. But the promos, I'm gonna give her a few weeks to get her rhythm back. And like you said, the people there loved it. But the people there also love Seth Rollins. So that's
Well,
not always the best indicator to me personally.
the
You
people
know.
online were praising it as well, Micah. So I mean, we can't just blame it all on.
I mean, you got a point, but yeah, I don't know. We're not concerned with the opinions of other. I mean, I say that there are some things, like I said, that are excusable because they're so over. She was getting people to chant therapy, so it is what it is. But yeah, it remains to be seen. However,
The
I'm
fans are the fans are fickle. I mean,
well, yeah,
they were chanting we want truth, and now we ain't had truth in 3 months on the show. And
and they
having
could
those
care less.
We have those Karrion Kross chants that was promised. They died after one show.
As they should have.
No, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm happy for her, and I'm excited to see where it goes. And more important than anything, this Seth and Punk feud very much needed a shot in the arm, and I think Becky and AJ are going to be just that.
Do you think that she was so over is because like most of the WWE fan base nowadays are just cringe millennials that they enjoy that type of, they need that type of representation? I think that's what it is. Like,
I think that's wrestling fans as a whole, because that's a lot of the AEW like humor too. To me, I don't know. Are we just like cooked as what are we? Gen Z?
I'm a early Gen Zer. I'm like the cutoff. It's like 96, I think it starts. I was born 98, so. But
and
yeah,
I think I'm
early.
the cutoff on the back end for Gen Alpha.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm technically Gen Z, but it's like, I think I'm cutting it close.
I think Gen Alpha was like 2010.
All right, hold on. Let's consult Google here.
Yeah, what's Grok say? What's AI?
Yeah. Oh, Grok, is this true? So Gen Z is okay. Yeah, I don't think Gen Z is 97 to 2012. Gen Alpha is 2013 to 2025. Okay, but that's crazy though, because growing up in being born in 2002 and being born in 2011, that is two completely different worlds.
Oh yeah, definitely so. Yeah.
Because that's crazy. I got my sister and me are in the same generation, and I'm 8 years older. That makes no sense. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. The millennial stuff, we'll see what happens. Like I said, though, it's just your quirky English teacher. That's what she's reminding me of right now. But I'm not writing it off. I'm excited for her. And right now, the best thing I can say is her segments are must watch, because I have to see how it works out. So,
yeah, we don't really watch. Well, I watch Raw live, but you don't really watch Raw live, and you were right there at the television screen to see the comeback, so they were doing something right.
Yeah, I mean, if they can give me something to watch live, I typically will. But most of the time, it's.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say most of the time it's the same DQ main event that you've seen 30 times.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
We get down this Raw, yeah.
But yeah, ultimately, I don't know. I'm sure people are going to be pissed either way what we say about AJ. Oh, you guys are ungrateful. She came back, and you guys are just hating.
Oh, Chad, is this rage bait?
No. All right. So the wildest thing I've ever seen in my comments on TikTok, I forgot to send this to you the other day, but on the AJ Lee gimmick ranking, somebody commented, admit that we all had crushes on her as children. And somebody commented, that's because she looked like a child. I had to hit the biggest pause. I was like, what? Like, how did we get here? I get that. Like, say, as an 11-year-old kid, sure. Saying that as a grown man, insane.
Yeah, I can't co-sign that.
I can't co-sign that one, man. I was like, what? Oh, yeah. So, wild TikTok comments, man. It really gets interesting on there.
I did rage bait with the beer drinking championship on the top 10 title.
Oh, people fell for it too. That jump was so funny. They were like, "This has to be rage bait." I just liked it. I was like, "It is. It is 100% rage bait."
Is it? Oh, no spinner belt. And I commented, "What do you mean no spinner belt, pal? The beer drinking championship's right there.
It spins. What more could you want?" Oh man. Well, anyways, that was the end of SmackDown and the majority of Raw. But we have a couple things to talk about from Raw, which starting off with the initial Uso promo to open up the show. I texted you during this, and it's crazy. I think it has to be some kind of twin thing. But the Usos are, oh my God, top 5 promo when they're together.
Yeah. They always
Because
have been.
they were cooking the vision. And I thought they did a good job too. I thought Bronson was well and articulate, and Braun Breaker played the pissed off, crazy, Steiner. But Jimmy had a good part of it, Jay had a good part of it, and I'm really excited to see the Usos again. Now they're telling a story here as well, which we can tie this whole thing into the main event. They're telling a story with Jay potentially being heel, and I thought my favorite backstage segment of the night was Jimmy when he was back there with Jay talking about, you're talking about this, that, and the other. You're not sounding like Jay. You're sounding like Roman.
But thing is, Micah, they had a segment with Roman and Jay a few weeks back where it was where Roman was telling Jay, you got to smash him. Don't have empathy for all the other. He was giving them that little pep talk backstage. And so, they've been planting the seeds for a while that Jay will turn heel. But Micah, do you think it's the right time to turn one of your top baby faces heel when the whole Raw roster's heel now? Who's the baby face on?
Yeah, I'm interested in the story. I think it's one of the most interesting things right now. But if you take Jay and make him heel, your 2 baby faces are Punk and LA Knight. And Punk is already in a feud with Seth. So by the end of this, if he doesn't end up with the belt, then that leaves you with one other challenger. Other than that, you got some mid-card guys like, AJ, Penta. There's a couple guys coming up, but I don't really see any other baby faces that can be on the level that Jay is at within the next 6 months.
Let me ask you something. Do you think if we can find a way to facilitate Jay to SmackDown, that Jay taking over Solo's bloodline would be a good angle, Ron?
I don't know, because I think that's one of those things I would have to see executed, because asking me right now, I don't want Jay anywhere near them because they're just kind of stinky to me.
Or picture this. They, start treating them like the OG bloodline with the one on SmackDown. They start treating them like, the bloodline we saw in 2023. And we get the main event of WrestleMania next year's 42, right? WrestleMania 42, Jay WWE champion versus winner of the Royal Rumble, Sami Zayn. And you got so much history there. And it could be a great match.
I'm not sold
That'd
on
be
it.
cinema, pal. What you're not sold on it? What?
Jay versus Sammy just doesn't scream WrestleMania main event to me.
They got history though.
They do, and I know they've already main evented as tag teams, but as singles, I don't know. I'm not buying it.
You can't put that WrestleMania Night 1. Is that what you're telling me?
I just don't know that. First, I don't trust the booking anymore, but secondly, I don't know that within the time frame that we have, that I can buy a build up of it. Well, you know what? I say that, but Kofi Mania happened in way shorter time.
Yeah, happened 6 weeks.
So I guess truly anything is possible in the World Wrestling Federation, but I just don't think that's where they're gonna go. And I don't know that it's necessarily what I want to see either. I really just want to see a babyface Uso run.
Well, what are you talking about, Jimmy or Jay?
Both, together again.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the tag team. Nah, I think that's over, bro. You can't rehash that. Especially because you got so much equity and Jay is a solo superstar. I don't think you go backwards and just have a Jay Jimmy tag team. I mean, I don't think you should do that.
I don't know. I thought that was the direction we were headed in.
There's no way you can't have a bro. Jay's a made man now. He's a former world champion. You're gonna have him go back down to the mid card with the tag teams?
I see your point. I don't know, but I'm interested in the story though, and I think the whole vision thing. Is it crazy to me to say that the vision is more interesting because of the people going against them rather than the group itself?
No, I mean we've been saying that for a while. I mean I'm interested in the bronze, but I don't like. I'm not a big fan of the Smith tag along. But okay, what about the direction? Okay, same thing. With Jay becoming WWE champion and maybe Roman Reigns somehow finds his way to the main event and we get Roman versus Jay. It's a lot of storyline potential right
there. I'm more by that, I think. And I know people are just going to, oh, well, you just like Roman Reigns. But I could more buy that. A babyface Roman versus a heel Jay. And then I'm sure Jimmy has to be involved somehow.
Yeah. Or maybe we don't involve the title at all. And we just get Roman apologizing to Jay at the end of the match or something like that.
I could see that. That's the real full climax of the story. Not climax. Yeah. The full.
No, it would be though, because they started that story in like 2020. It would be the resolution, the climax.
That's what I was looking for. A resolution. Yeah. So
I mean, it would be.
I don't hate that.
I mean, how many years of storytelling would that be? Like 6, 7 years? 6, 7?
I wasn't gonna laugh, but then you had to repeat it, and that popped me. That whole meme is so dumb. But I knew it was gonna get I knew it was gonna turn into brain rot immediately. It just needed like 3 months to overcook.
Can you imagine being a teacher, like teaching like 5th graders nowadays?
No, I literally have a buddy. You've met him. I won't put his name out here. He teaches, and he teaches elementary, and he literally said the best way to grab their attention is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what do all the kids do? 6, 7, and he said it works every time. We are so cooked. For the future is done.
That's your future doctors and lawyers, ladies and
gentlemen. Yep. Well, if nothing else that happened today in the world reassured you that we're toast, maybe that will. But that ties us into the main event, which is LA Knight versus Bronson Reed, and I was very confused by the end of this.
Oh, you expecting a clean finish on Raw, pal?
Well, it was kind of clean though.
Was it? Got interference.
I mean, yeah, but he still pinned LA Knight in the middle of the ring.
This is interference though. It's not clean.
Well, I know, but it's not like he had his feet on the ropes or anything. I don't know. The visual of Bronson pinning LA Knight right now, as dirty as LA Knight has been done over the past few weeks, just really, I don't know. It didn't sit right with me. And I like the bronze, but daggone, man. Whose parking spot did LA Knight steal one day?
Well, it would have meant a lot more if Bronson would have got the win over Roman at the last PLE.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, Bronson's on a tear, man. Just beat Roman, LA Knight. But now, I mean, he beat LA Knight, but I mean, everybody beats LA.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's just become the overbeaten babyface on the, like, Jay's too important to take a pin, so he won't ever lose. LA Knight, though, well, we can make him lose. Like, Punk's not going to take a pin. And it's just ridiculous because LA Knight was on the level of the Jays and the Punks and Seth. Like, he was there.
His big reactions.
Yeah, and he's just as talented. Like I honestly would rather hear an LA Knight promo over Seth Rollins promo right now.
Bro, but it goes back to the thing about Monday Night Raw. There's no top baby faces.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Punk, but he doesn't wrestle weekly. LA Knight would be the only, and maybe Jay, but Jay's now he's turning his back to the dark side now. So who do we have as top baby faces on Raw? Sheamus? LA Knight? Who's top baby face that you're going to see on a weekly basis?
It's 2012 all over again.
Oh man, yeah, AJ Lee and Nikki Bella. Where's John Morrison? Where's he at? Is he on ROH still?
Yep.
Okay.
Back of milk cartons.
Bring Miz to. Well, you know
what? Dang it! That's exactly what I was about to say.
He's been getting Carmelo Hayes the biggest reactions of his career. I don't want to hear anybody disrespect my GOAT ever again. Miz can make anybody over. I'll never forget what he did to Damian Sandow. He turned it. He was a comedy goober undercard guy, and he was with Miz for 3 months, and Miz turned him into the cult hero of the IWC.
Oh, I was such a Sandow mark as a kid. I was so hurt when he lost to John Cena because I knew his career was over.
But remember when he started impersonating guys? I don't know if he was still watching, but
yes,
he started impersonating Miz, and it just stuck.
Yep.
You remember the big reactions he got? He got massive reactions.
The funny thing is too, the impersonation gimmick was a recurring thing that Vince liked. You could tell because so many guys got it when they had nothing else to do with them and they were just job guys. But Sandow was like the only one to really make it work and get a push off of it.
Oh, just gonna spit in the face of Charlie Haas, pal.
Well, I wasn't. I wasn't watching during that time. I don't think I was old enough.
Yeah, he didn't get it.
So
yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
And one final question to wrap this all up. Because you've obviously are the historian of the Scoop Slam podcast. So my question I got to pose is Seth Rollins the first leader, like world champion of a group while simultaneously being the most or the least interesting person in the group?
In WWE?
Yes.
Oh man. Top faction.
Like I can't think of another one because you think of like Team Angle. Well, Kurt was still probably the most interesting. Evolution. Triple H was still the most interesting guy.
I'll say this. You know what the first faction I thought of when you said it was the Corporation. And I love The Rock, but the Corporation was clearly Vince McMahon's staple. And he was way more interesting than The Rock was back in 1998. So maybe that, but even then, I mean, The Rock, he was still The Rock back then.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say though, because like, I could even somewhat vouch for that because, like, if Heyman was the most interesting guy in the Vision, but Seth was right up under him, then okay, whatever. But I don't know, and maybe it's just me because I see a bunch of people online that sing the praises of the Vision, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are just fickle because you guys didn't like the Bloodline." Well, I did. Oh, well, you guys didn't like, Rhea's reign. Well, I did. Oh, well, you guys didn't like, here's the thing. We've been pretty straightforward about Seth for 3 years now. And I wanted this to change my perception of him, and it just hasn't. Because I'm so much more interested in whatever they're doing with the Browns whenever Heyman's there. And at this point right now, I'm more interested in Becky than Seth.
But bro, it's not even like Seth doesn't even try to get heat. Like, it'd be one thing if he was getting heat from the audience, but he embraces them singing his song. Like, I mean, if he was getting heat every week from the crowd, it'd be one thing. Okay, I get behind that. But he's still going out there pandering for cheers. And he's doing the same thing he did when he was what he did last year and the year before. He hasn't evolved as a character in a long time.
I know. And that's my biggest problem with him, is that as a heel, why are you fishing for crowd reaction? Like, and it's one thing to fish for boos, like when you say that the local sports team sucks, but
I don't care.
again,
Do that. I want you to get booed. Do that.
yeah,
Becky
Becky
that
did it, and it worked.
Yeah, she did it on SmackDown. It worked. Yeah.
And I think Becky, I've come around because maybe 6 months ago I wasn't how Becky, but she's doing this almost like Donald Trump impersonation, and I like it. It's working. They're saying I'm the best women's wrestler of all time. It's true. It's not just me saying it. Sports Illustrated says it.
The Milwaukee Tribune says it.
I don't even know if that's a real newspaper, but I believe her. She's convincing.
There you go.
I don't know, man. Seth is an interesting case because a lot of people online would lead you to believe that he is like top 3.
The Shawn Michaels of our era.
No, that's blasphemous.
Yeah, that's AJ Styles. Which, by the way, I hope AJ Styles does resign because there was reports going out about AJ's contract ending in February. But wherever he goes, it's AJ Styles. So I mean, I'll watch his
matches. If I'm being completely honest, I kind of hope AJ.
Oh, you cut out. What'd you say?
I kind of hope AJ leaves. If I'm being honest. We're two opposite ends of the spectrum here, but
all right. Yeah.
I think AJ has exactly. He's done everything there is to do in WWE, and at this point, I don't think they see much left in him, so they're not going to do that much with him. And I've actually really enjoyed the feud he's had with Dominic.
You think they're Bobby Lashley out the door? He still gets big reactions. He just doesn't win anything, and they don't really use him in a lot of stuff. I mean, the Dom feud is still going on, but maybe he just doesn't want to take bumps anymore. Oh, so this could be his final run altogether wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it, but maybe if he had like 1 year in AEW and he just wrestled like their top guys and had like a short run with the top belt, or
the top guys, who?
Well, him and MJF, I think could have a good match. Him and Fletcher, I think could have good matches. I'm sure people would go crazy for one last Omega Styles match.
You're not advocating for feuds. You're just advocating for finisher kickout fest.
No, okay. Him and MJF could have a great feud. I think him and Kyle Fletcher could tell a good story.
In what way could Kyle Fletcher tell a story with AJ?
No, I'm not going to let you besmirch Kyle Fletcher's name because him and Adam Page had a good promo exchange, and I thought Kyle Fletcher came across better than Page because Page relies on the foul language too much.
Well, I didn't catch it, so I just take your word for it. But yeah, maybe he does a big show and just signs to AEW, but doesn't wrestle. Maybe wrestles like 2 or 3 matches. Just gets paid millions of dollars just to be there. I can see that. Well, and I can see a Sting type run where he just has like a full-on retirement tour with AEW. I can see that happening as well.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, just a year in AEW. Let him do, whatever. Let him and Samoa Joe. Because I think him and Samoa Joe could tell a good story.
Would that be a good signing for AEW, though? Signing a 50-year-old just to go through their main event roster?
I think so. I think AJ still has pull.
No, but then you got guys like, I know the sickos love Daniel Garcia, and Jungle Jack Perry is one of the pillars, and Wheeler Yuta, I've been told, is going to be a breakout star, and Hook is supposed to be the future of the industry. And then those guys get pushed more to the back of the line, and when you get 50-year-old AJ Styles coming, you think that's a good look?
I think AJ Styles will be bigger than any of those guys you named.
Well, not to them, not that audience. That
I
that
mean,
audience thinks that Wheeler Yuta's on the same level as a John Moxley, as a
I
Bobby
don't think they
Lashley.
think.
They
I don't
wouldn't
think
bat
they
a
think AJ Styles though.
Micah, they wouldn't bat an eye if Speedball Mike Bailey goes 35 minutes with Bobby Lashley. They would think that would be real graps and that'd be a believable matchup. Meanwhile, Bobby could straight up kill Mike Bailey. It'd be the same thing in AEW, bro. They would believe every second of Wheeler Yuta going 35 minutes with AJ Styles. They would believe that. And they would justify it by saying, oh, it's a good match, though. It's a great match.
I mean, you're probably not wrong, but I don't know. I think AJ could do some good things. And two final things. One, I always get really cracked up at the fact that AJ Styles, like, people know about him. You know what I mean? Like, what he probably believes. And I'm not here to hate on him. But it's just funny that, like, no matter what, people still love him because they love the way that he wrestles.
I like AJ, yeah.
I like AJ, but
I don't know who hates AJ.
No, nobody. But the thing is if somebody had the same beliefs that AJ had and they sucked in the ring, they'd hate him.
Oh well, yeah, you got a point.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
People have this moral high horse because they like the way that this guy wrestles, or they have this moral high horse about this guy's personality and his beliefs. But they'll excuse it for this guy because they like the way he wrestles. It's like, just call it across the board.
Have you seen that like minute-long clip on TikTok or maybe it was on X or something, where it's like a whole montage of AJ Styles using the F slur and not
that's what I'm talking about.
Like, this was a common thing that he did on the Indies.
Yes, like, again, I'm not like it was a long time ago. I think people change, but I'm just saying, if that was somebody that like subsection of fans, if they didn't like the way he wrestled, he would just be hated for the rest of his life by them.
You remember
because AJ can hoop.
You remember people doing victory laps when Hogan kicked the bucket?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, saying that.
Like, you don't think AJ? I don't know.
Well,
but anyways, we like AJ Styles on the podcast.
We like it.
So again, I'm not hating, but it just the internet fans that call it one way and don't call it the other really aggravate me because
fickle.
Yeah, they are fickle. And my last thing before we get out of here, thank you, Jack Perry. Because at the end of the day, none of this would be possible without you, man. Make sure you check out all the links, the socials, all that good stuff. We're about at 15,000 across all platforms. So I appreciate you guys. Make sure you are telling your friends about us, your family about us. Take care of your loved ones over the break, man. The world is getting crazy, and I'm just gonna say that. Treat people how you want to be treated. And take care of yourself. Come back next week and watch some good wrestling. Have a good one.